Madison Keys is a perfect example for young people and for players to see. Don't give up. You got to just keep going and keep paying the price on and off the court.
I want to talk a little bit about some of this recent news, how it was just announced that the U.S. Open is actually shifting the tournament start date to a Sunday, which would put it in line with the Australian Open and the French Open. So I'm curious what your thoughts are on about that shift.
It's always about money usually. They'll make more money that way. We'll have an extra day of ticket sales. But the good thing and the great thing about the USTA is that it puts 70% of the monies we get at the U.S. Open go back into community tennis, local tennis. So the better the U.S. Open does, the better it helps America have more grassroots tennis and get more people in the sport at every age.
Yeah. Do you think that also extending the first round of the tournament to 3 days is going to help with some of those concerns players have about playing so late into the night?
Definitely. I think it's a good move. Yes. I think it's great that they're going to do that. Anything that'll help not be playing at 2:00 in the morning is good.
Yeah. I want to talk about Madison Keys, and she just won her first slam title in Australia. Yes, number 7 in the world. I mean, that commands a lot of respect. So what were your thoughts when you heard that?
Well, I've known Maddie since she was, 7 or 8 years old, probably. And she has always been close, but hasn't finished. And I think part of her had let go on this goal, and I think that helped her relax. I think her new husband has helped. He didn't want to coach her, and she said, I want you to coach me. And also, she worked about the last 3 years. The WTA Tour, the Women's Tennis Association, that's our pro tour, helped her a lot because we've always had this mental and emotional part to the WTA. If you need help, they'll help you get it through psychologists, psychiatry. If you need lawyers because you're getting abused, you need to leave your situation, all these things. And we do it privately. So nobody knows about it because, they're all talking about mental health now. I mean, we've been doing it since probably the 80s at the WTA. And she went to them. She talked about it. That's why I can talk about it now. And over the last 3 years, she's worked on her emotional self. And I think that showed. But you can see how long it takes to change sometimes too, or sometimes change is like that. You can think about your own life, Mackenzie. But I am so happy for her. I got to watch a lot of the match, and finally, she played really the way she can play. And it's always the pressure moments. How do you play?
Yeah.
And that she hadn't done as well. But this time, she came good. She played better under pressure. And I think it's her marriage to Bjorn. Bjorn's his name. And he didn't want to coach her. He didn't want to coach her. And she said, I want you to coach me. Go ahead and tell me. And he used to play. And he got up to like 99 in the world or something. So he's qualified to help her in a big way. But it's so sweet. And I think it's the emotional aspect that made the difference.
Right. Fellow American Coco Gauff, she still sits at number 3 in the world, despite, I know she hasn't won a Grand Slam since 2023, her win at the U.S. Open, her one and only Grand Slam win so far in her career. But I feel like something that a lot of people don't really acknowledge is the fact that she's still only 20 years old, which means she's got so much time to start, stacking these wins, even consecutively like you once did. But what advice would you give her on kind of finding that focus to finish off these tournaments?
Well, I'd love to coach her a little bit, but privately. I don't want to be in the limelight, but I think she's just going to keep improving, and because she gets really upset with herself, when she doesn't do well, which is a good sign that she's going to drive herself to do better. I think that to what you said, Mackenzie, she's only 20. I think we need to just take a beat, take a breath, let her just have time to keep developing. When she gets to about 22, 23, then I would start being concerned if she's not finishing. But Madison Keys is a perfect example for young people and for players to see. Don't give up. You got to just keep going and keep paying the price on and off the court. And listen to the players' stories. Coco probably, I hope, maybe she learned something from Madison. I don't know. I'll probably ask her when I see her, though. And so she's got a great family. So Coco does. And I think we're going to see a lot more of her. What a great athlete.